Hello everyone and welcome in! Today I'm drawing my OCs doing stuff. Random things, like drawing them as images I found on the internet, trends that I'm incredibly late to, etc. But better late than never, right? This will also be a video where I get to talk about them and their dynamics with each other, so please enjoy. Next one we have is this image. On the left are screenshots from the show Supernatural, and the right is from the Barbie movie. I remember when this image was circling around the internet, and people were drawing their OCs or just characters from other shows to it, so I wanted to do it myself as well. I chose the three OCs I usually draw together: Gandalf, Hikaru, and Chika. If you missed my introduction of them, Hikaru and Chika are both from the same universe, while Gandalf is from a different one. When I draw them together, it means they are all inside the universe where they just hang out, or in this case, cause trouble. On the left, the scenario is that Hikaru and Chika got caught by the village forces after they bumped into each other while working and started bickering. Canonically, they are good at their jobs to the point of not getting caught, or if they are, they always somehow escape. Here though, Hikaru used his umberkinesis to create a hole, which accidentally caused Chika to fall through it. That then led to her getting mad and engaged in combat. Fun fact, when they first met each other was also during jobs in the same vicinity. You can imagine how that turned out. They have a sibling-like dynamic where they bicker and annoy each other, but care for each other in their own ways. I take inspiration from my younger siblings because they are exactly like this. In this scene, they are caught mid-fight, though amidst the fight they were able to complete their tasks. Hence Chika's pleased look on her face in the mugshot. Hikaru doesn't have a huge range of emotions, so he just looks like that most of the time. On the right, we have Gandalf and Chika taking in after what I can only assume is something that Chika suggested they do. She most likely told Gandalf to be a lookout while she climbed a tree to get a better look at something, and knowing him, he probably got distracted by something that led to their discovery. What could possibly be the reason Chika got into the tree? Since they are in the same universe here, Chika's job doesn't necessarily apply, so it couldn't be for a hit. They most likely trespassed somewhere, and that's why they're arrested. Gandalf has never been to jail. He's there, so he is scared, right? And Chika, as we know, is familiar with it, so she doesn't really have a care in the world. Their dynamic is like best friends. They do things together and have similar wavelengths in social activities. This was super fun to draw because I feel like these images captured their essence well. Though towards the end of the piece, I realized I could have done my OCs Angelique and Emilia for the right side because that would make a lot of sense too. Evidently, I did have a difficult time with the height chart. I had to go online to look for an example because I was not going to subject myself to looking at the reference image and try to figure out how far apart each individual line was. I feel like it worked out a bit. I was also a bit more intentional with the lighting here, just because I feel like I always forget to put a main light source in my pieces. I hope you like the outcome. Next we have this image. I thought it would be fun to have the trio be in this one too. Gandalf wears pastel-y cute clothes with an approachable face, whereas Chika wears darker clothes and has a pretty non-approachable face, even though she's quite the social butterfly. So I thought using these two would be fitting in this scenario. Chika loves a sweet treat, so in this case, I kind of switched it up with them actually ordering what's in front of them, but Chika notices how good the parfait looks and is annoyed with herself for not getting it. Gandalf realizes this and offers it to her, and he would drink her beverage. Fun fact! When Chika gets angry or annoyed, scales start to appear on her skin, as she gains a more snake-like appearance when she experiences these emotions. Gandalf is fine with the switch. He eats and drinks anything and everything, so he won't complain. Despite this slight switch in the context, I guess on first glance, it could still make sense if it fit the original reference's context. I just wanted to add a little story. Hikaru usually doesn't enjoy activities in active public spaces, nor does he drink, but these two definitely dragged him out to spend some time with him. Hikaru and Gandalf's dynamic is, well, I'm not sure. All I know is that Hikaru is tolerant of Gandalf, similarly to Chika, though with less bickering and annoyance. Gandalf doesn't invade his space too much, so Hikaru is appreciative of that. And back to the art. I also thought the image needed a bit more my vibes, so I added sparkles and ghost cats, because since they are in this universe, ghost cats are active and found everywhere. Still debating if ghost cats should exist in Hikaru and Chika's world. We'll see when I dive into it more. With that said, I hope you enjoy. I thought it was a fun take, and I always enjoy drawing these three in each other's company. Next is Angelique and Emilia to this image. I cracked up when I saw this image because just look at it. It's so, it's so, it's like goofy, but also has like this underlying sense of, I don't know, something. Anyways, the height difference and the poses, it really matched these two very well, so I thought they would be fitting for it. Emilia is on the taller side, making her the second tallest character of mine. She hits the 6'2" line, and the Angelique is well below that, hitting either a 5'4" or 5'5" mark. I haven't quite pinpointed it yet. I know I drew her height in this, but I can't for the life of me figure out what height that is. Their story is very interesting. Emilia is cursed with the unfortunate ability to break down any type of living organism if touched with her bare hands, hence the gloves. Because of this, she left her home in search of a way to fix this curse. This is when she comes across Angelique, a sentient porcelain doll who was created by someone trying to play gods and create life out of inanimate objects. Angelique, despite being made of porcelain, lives a daring life because she grew up being told to be careful and not to do this because of her body. She likes to push herself. So much so to the point where she would eventually break her body. Do not fret though, with every crack it is repaired with the technique of kintsugi, so she has several golden scars on her legs to show her, although reckless, fearless spirit. Emilia, on the other hand, is careful because she doesn't want to accidentally harm anyone or anything with her curse. Because Angelique is made of porcelain and is not exactly a living organism, Emilia is able to touch her without gloves, which makes her feel at ease. I feel this image captures their essence well. Emilia is very much infatuated with Angelique, and the Angelique is most likely telling Emilia a story of some kind. Lastly, we have these three goobers, Naru, Mizuki, and Misuzu. As you can probably tell by the image I chose, Naru is like a caretaker of the twins, or an older sibling with two unhinged younger siblings. Granted, they did kind of find the twins and took them under their wing, so I guess they're like a guardian of some kind. Naru is a dark sorcerer who runs an apothecary. It's a generational thing, their parents are also apothecaries. Mizuki and Misuzu are fox deities, but are also their apprentices. Though they can cause trouble, they can also be quite helpful in the shop, especially with the customers. These three live in the middle realm, though they all are from the outer realm. If you remember the first art we drew, Hikaru and Chika were arrested in the outer realm. They all live and come from the same place. Well, actually, Emilia and the twins are from the dark forest, which are on the outskirts of the outer realm. I have yet to create a better name for the forest. We'll get there. We'll get there. And Angelique is from the inner realm. I just realized as I write this, the realms I created are vaguely reminiscent of Black Clover and the Clover Kingdom. Well, I guess it makes sense, given that Black Clover is my favorite manga. It has influenced me in some way, I see. Anywho's, Naru walks with mystery and confidence, though you can see a crack in that mysterious persona when the twins do something unexpected. I created the twins as comedic characters in my story. I wanted a duo that would be funny but not overbearing, you know? They both have different personalities, but equally evil. I have to touch up their story a bit more, but I hope you enjoyed hearing this little bit about them. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about some of my characters. It was very fun to draw them to these images and get to take a peek into their dynamics with each other. They are all connected in some way. Gandalf not really, cause he isn't in their world, but I hope to make a webcomic featuring all of their stories, even Gandalf in his own universe. This will come sometime next year though, as I am focusing on my illustrated book this year, featuring Gandalf. I can't wait to share my characters more as time goes on. As always, have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. Goodbye!